Hey everyone, welcome back. It's been a little bit. I've just been kind of testing some stuff out, just letting things play out, really see how they're going, and kind of coming towards the end of the season as far as the things that I have growing. Everything's pretty much reached their end except for the pepper plants right here. But besides that, everything else is getting really close to either just being finished or just needs to come up. So this is kind of a what's going on slash how I feel, I guess, about a full season now, or a full growing period of the grow bags. So I'll get the camera turned around, point out a couple things, and we'll go from there, and I'll give my thoughts. As you can see, there is a lot of maintenance that needs to happen that I just was not honestly worried about, since most of it is container. I didn't care about the extra grass kind of growing through. They're not stealing nutrients from anything but the soil that I've already amended. Not super worried about it. And so as you can kind of tell, zoom in a little bit. So tomato plants, they're not doing great. There's plenty of these yellow pear tomatoes, which aren't bad. I'm just not a huge tomato person, so I just let them go. It's kind of funny. You can see the suckers now are growing tall and starting to do better than everything else. That tomato plant has very little leaves. I just didn't really want to pick the tomatoes off. I tried a couple. They weren't bad. I'm just not a huge tomato person, and I just really wanted to try it out for the grow bags. I had so many tomato seeds. This was my lemon cucumber. It was very prolific as far as the flowers and vines, but I do think with the fact that I had this up here, I do think it kind of hindered my pollinators a little bit. I mean, I probably got close to 10 cucumbers off of it, but it could have been a lot more. Peppers are going really good. I got some flowers, and we'll get in a little closer to another cucumber plant. Another cucumber plant. Like I said, just a green bell pepper. This is my tiger melon, I believe, and this is my sweet melon. It's all kind of hidden. Like I said, I'll well, actually you can see it a little right here. Kind of cool. Watermelon, basil. Yeah, kind of seen everything. The sugar baby watermelon right there, the other one right there. But now you've seen everything, I kind of go back to the other view. And this, I am sure, is 100% on me. Like I said, I was fertilizing probably about once a week, but my watermelons, that one, this one, both sugar babies, and even the tiger melon seems very stunted, which is very interesting because, I was fertilizing enough that they just don't seem to be growing. Now you could also say that depending on which plant, like this one seems to be doing okay, so I would imagine that that would be a little bit better. Sorry, I'm kind of lost. Yeah, so the Jubilee watermelon is from that one, so I get it. You're having issues, the leaves die off, maybe the plant's need too much nutrients, and trying to fix this problem before fixing this problem. But another reason why I probably wouldn't do watermelons here, I would like to do them in ground, but I wanted to try my grow bags in multiple different situations as far as, tomatoes. I did do flowers and cucumbers, I think, in one, but I got rid of some of it. Regardless, I did a couple of good tests, and I threw some harder stuff at it, so you get what you expect kind of thing. But just wanted to put that out there as well, that I probably would not recommend this unless, like I said, you wanted to do set up a basin with nutrients in it. I just did not want to set up anything that my grow bags were going to sit into to wick water upwards. Maybe that would have been better. Unless you're going to do that, probably wouldn't grow watermelons in them either, even if they are tiny, smaller plants like the sugar baby. So, how do I feel about grow bags is kind of what this health test has been about, and I think I got a really good answer. So, for me personally, maybe my climate, my zone, that 9B, 9A, I would not, actually anything that gets super hot in the summertime, I wouldn't personally recommend it for summertime. I would, however, recommend you get it just for that spring, fall type period. They're just so easy to deal with, right? When you don't have to worry about heat issues and stuff like that, or if you were to grow things that were really good at self-pollinating, or you were growing things that didn't have any type of flowering aspects to it at all, lettuces, kale, stuff like that, I absolutely would recommend it. And I'm going to utilize these so much when it is a little bit cooler. But at the end of the grow season, I have my kind of examples, my tests, my tomatoes. Not super happy with how it turned out, but I was fully expecting it from you know, you're doing this for a couple weeks and you start really noticing kind of the ticks of like the grow bags or what the issues are too hot, stuff like that. I knew that you had to water it. I mean, sometimes twice a day. Everything is sitting directly on dirt, and I have mulch on top of that. And for the most part, I was watering twice a day until I got this shade cloth, and then I was able to water once a day. So I wasn't super worried about that. I wasn't having any issues after that. I was just flushing a lot of nutrients out, and it's kind of a pain in the butt. I didn't have any powdered nutrients. I don't do like the bone meal, fish meal, stuff like that, and that's mostly from what I've seen that's readily available for me at least is that kind of stuff, and I don't do that kind of soil amending. Unfortunately, I do a lot of chemicals are rather synthetic fertilizer, which is the same thing, because they are going to be very specific. They are lab made or whatever. They're not coming from animals, which, you know, you take your pros and your cons, and I don't want bone meal surrounding all my stuff or dealing with that or supporting that. If I did have better luck or more time or better planning, I could have bought some stuff. Down to Earth, I believe, sells some really good dry stuff to mix in. It's just, you know, pricey, and you have to wait for the Amazon, and you have to mix it all up. And I was just excited, and I got all this stuff ready. But grow bags, would really recommend it. I probably would do peppers. I don't have any issues with those. You definitely, like I said, see the pepper growing out of there. Doing super well. Cucumbers, probably would want like a smaller variety, like a pickling variety. I think those would do really, really good. I didn't have any issues. Most of my issues from my cucumbers were semi-poor pollinating, which could be from the shade cloth, and I've seen a lot of people nearby, or even a couple states over, just having lots of issues with just not seeing any pollinators this time of year. And maybe poor airflow or mosaic virus, but let's see if I can, they are stuck. I'm still getting plenty of flowers, but I am having lots of this. Like I said, I want to say it's like mosaic virus. You know, these little spots until they eventually just kind of die. I knew it was getting towards the end of the season for it, and I wasn't really worried about trying to like stay on top of certain things or trying to find remedies. I would rather get a little bit less than be out here in the sun, you know, 3 or 4 times a week extra already from what I'm doing, just to try to worry about every single little thing. If I was going to be starting the next garden soon, I would just succession sow, or at least get transplants started. And that way, like, oh cool, I'll let it die. If it's going to die a little bit earlier, no big deal. And then I just get it going, and then I don't have to worry about it. I just quickly plant the next one. But I do have plants like this. This one also died. I'll let that go. I stopped watering it once it got really close to the end. However, sorry, I had to make this quick. Mosquitoes have found me, and it's getting bad. So these size pots, I cannot remember what size pots these are. I found it up with a nursery pot guide, but it is type 2 plastic, so I do use these as well. But these are obviously much smaller than these grow bags, by about 2 inches tall and about 4 inches wide, so pretty big difference. Now, the grow bags did allow for a lot more foliage to grow, which was amazing. Than these clearly, I mean, this one, like I said, let go, but they didn't get as big. And there's another one right over there, the one I showed you earlier. They did not get as big. But with the pollinating that we had, whether, like I said, it was just, I didn't have enough flowers, too much stuff kind of covering them, I got about the same amount of cucumbers off of it versus my lemon cucumbers versus like the burpee munchers. So not super worried, I guess. Maybe a different time. I'm sure no 2 tests would be the same. If I did it again, maybe I'd have a spurt of bees come by and I'm like, oh my God, because like I said, so many flowers. If I had, you know, a couple bees go crazy one morning, I might have 15 or 20 to be a much different example. But with my results, I probably would just be dealing with these because I didn't have to water it as much, sort of. I watered it almost the same frequency, but not as much, and it obviously doesn't leak out the side. It does leak out the bottoms and the corners. So I don't think I had as much nutrient loss, which was nice. But these are also pretty cheap. Now, grow bags, when you buy a big pack, I mean, they can be $2.50 a piece if you price them out individually. If you buy a big container or a big bundle of them, these you can usually get from nurseries for they're free or like $1 or even less. Just depends, I guess, how friendly you are to these people that have nurseries. It's always nice to be nice, and maybe you'll get something out of it. I would probably use these a lot more, but I can't wait till winter time to start growing more lettuce and stuff like that. But I will be moving soon, so unfortunately I will not be succession sowing at all, so I'm not going to be having that going on. I am starting some flowers soon, so that'll be fun. But as far as the grow bags, I might throw a couple on my porch, and I'm gonna go ahead and fix this and kind of level it all back out and make it look nice, because right now it looks like a garden, and I want to get rid of the fence and all that good stuff. But yeah, hopefully you got a little bit of information out of this. If you have any direct questions, obviously comment. Yeah, it's just a beautiful mess, and it makes me happy. I would have liked this stuff to not grow, but what can you do? I'm not going to be out here all the time weeding it. If I did have rows, I would have been very diligent in getting rid of this. Didn't. All containers, didn't have to worry about it. If anything, figured that this could just be a chopping crop, you know, or you just throw it down, give it a little nutrients for next time. And yeah, like I said, if anything new arises, I'll share that as well. Like I said, I still got peppers. I still have a couple of cucumbers going. Who knows if I want to do any more lettuces and stuff like that. But until next time, thanks for watching.